Hey, what's up everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the Stardew Valley chill stream for today. And welcome to the 50th Stardew Valley chill stream I've done. That's right, this is big number 50, guys. It's like an anniversary almost. This is actually a really big day. Not only is it the 50th Stardew stream, but it's also Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to the good fathers out there. You know who you are. Not happy Father's Day to the bad fathers out there, but let's not get into that right now. That means that 69 is attainable. Nice. Good morning, Blue. Good morning, Ferrets. Good morning, Sentinex. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming out. How you doing? Clear and sunny all day. And spirits are neutral today. Alright. Living Off the Land says, it's salmonberry season all across the countryside. Bushes are teeming with juicy little berries, and they're free for the taking. Harvesting them is a great way to earn some extra cash. Not so much anymore. That's kind of a lie right now. That wouldn't even be worth my time, really. Ah, the spring cleaning. I'm actually going to enjoy this. Well, I'm glad one of us does, because I hate cleaning. It's pretty much the worst. I do it, because, you know, you gotta live your life, but man, I don't enjoy it at all. Good, glad to hear it, Sentinex. In September, your YouTube channel is gonna be 5 years old, even though the channel doesn't show up. What do you mean the channel doesn't show up? Adjust my volume here. It's always a little too high for me when I start, because the way I've got it set up now, I'm actually piping the audio through the speaker output, and then the speaker itself has a headphone jack that I just plug into. And it's nice because, I guess because it's analog and not digital, changing the volume for me doesn't change it for you guys, so I can leave it set where it is, and it's always right. But then, you know, when I'm not streaming, I have to turn my speakers up so I can hear what I'm watching or listening to or whatever. But then I gotta turn it back down when I plug the headphones in. Ooh, the wine's ready. Excellent. Let's do this right now before we forget. Let's see. Alright, let's do strawberries. See if we can get these cleared out. And I guess I'll tell you guys right now, this may be a shorter than usual stream. My usual starter streams are like 3 to 4 hours long, so this, you know, I might still end up going for a solid 2 hours here, but I don't want to blow my voice out, because I do want to stream a lot of The Last of Us 2 later today. I'm actually, like, really excited to get back to that game. The place where we left off, it seemed like the gameplay was just really starting to pick up. And the story. We're just kind of at, like, a fun part in that game. I put fun in air quotes, because, you know, that game is stressful. But stressful can be fun, too. But yeah, my cough was pretty bad this morning too. I hit the inhaler, I took some cough drops. I feel fine right now, but I just don't want to risk fucking up my voice too much, you know? Missed one on the bottom right. Oh, I see it. Thank you, Ferret. Good looking out, brother. Good looking out. I think I actually may have missed one last time. I think I saw a barrel there here on the left that didn't have a finished wine in it, but nothing I can do about that now, you know? Come on, get in there. You usually use the mobile version of YouTube, and in order to make it appear on search, you have to use the PC version, which is dumb. That is weird. I didn't know that. Oh, there's the one I missed. Okay. How are we looking here now? Oh, I see one in the middle there. 2 in the middle. Jeez. Hit that vape. No, I'm not a vapor. That's not a thing I ever got into. I don't like putting stuff in my lungs. I've never smoked anything in my life. Like, not even a cigarette. Middle, top, left. Got it. Thank you, Ferret. Man, you're good at picking these out, Ferret. You're way better than I am. You've got attention to detail, man. I think this is probably good now. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, even when I was a kid, like, I didn't understand peer pressure about drugs. I knew I never wanted to smoke anything because it just seemed like such a gross thing. And, I was always told about peer pressure, like, oh, people are going to offer you stuff and it's going to be hard to say no. And then they were right. People offered me stuff and I was always just like, no. Like, I didn't feel any pressure at all. I didn't care. And I don't feel like I ever really got judged for it either. Like, people who offered me stuff would just be like, okay, and move on. So, I don't know, maybe I was lucky in that regard. But even if they did pressure me, I would never have done it. Like, I don't give a shit. And it turns out it's a good thing, because even though I've never smoked anything in my life, my lungs still suck as an adult. And they would probably be a lot worse if I had spent the last 20 years smoking, so... Let that be a lesson to you, kids. You can make all the right choices and life can still fuck you. That's the lesson there. Alright, that's all the kegs I got for now. I think we're good here, right? That looks good. All good. Awesome. Dude, it's 1:20 p.m. already. That took forever. That's alright. That's quite okay. What are we in a rush for, you know? Where's that other dinosaur? Ah, he was in stealth mode down there. He's hiding from the infected. You're not a smoker either, Blue? That's good, man. Glad to hear that. We do have sound today, right? Yeah, okay. Speaker audio's on. Good. I still don't understand how the hell that happened yesterday. Sounds good. Excellent. Yeah, you know, it'd be one thing if, like, nobody was in chat to tell me that the sound was messed up, but yesterday there were totally people in chat, and we still went 40 minutes with no sounds. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know how nobody noticed. You people failed. We were having some really intense discussions yesterday. We were into some shit yesterday, Ferret. You missed some really heavy stuff. I do need you around, Ferret. I rely on you. Let me put these coffee beans away. Alright, I gotta go find something to dye my goddamn pants with. Something that actually is gonna make them the color I want. Maybe these frozen geodes. Maybe I should try one of those. Let's see. Truffle oil, cranberry wine, caviar. All that stuff can go. Yeah, let's go look and see what a frozen geode does to these pants. Morning, ladies. Just a cowboy riding past with no pants on. Just another day in the valley. Trash bread! Yeah! Wrong house. Alright. Pants go there. And that goes there. And that makes... That's kind of more gray than blue. Why can't anything just make it the color that the item is? Why is it gotta be all messed up all the time? Donna, what's up? Bummed you missed the stream last night. Thankfully, you were not ripped apart by werewolves and evil spirits to not snatch you up, in case you were worried. That's good. I'm glad to hear that that didn't happen to you. And don't worry about missing the stream. You can catch it on the YouTube archive. I finally got that issue squared away with the first Last of Us 2 stream, so that went live last night. Should be all good. That doesn't super match, but that's the best I'm gonna get right now, I think. It's too late to go to cleanse and process these. So I guess we'll just have to go do other stuff. Let me see if Marnie's here. Of course not. Hi, Mr. Dude. It's fun to live on a farm. I'm happy for you. I was gonna buy some hay from Marnie and then just give her the hay and see if she liked it. But of course, she's not there. Whoops. Yeah, that's my hashtag that I picked out. Living the simple life. Do you not like it, Ferret? Missing an L? Oh, well, that's okay. That just means we're living the simp life. I mean, we can live the simp life too, right? I can hear a dog barking outside. It's actually quite loud. Can you guys hear that dog? You ain't hear no dog? That's good. Wow, you're very demanding, Ferret. Go find it. Take pictures. I'm pretty sure I would have to go onto somebody else's property. Because it sounds like he got pulled inside already. He was barking, like, a lot. And then he just stopped suddenly, so. Willie wants 5 anchovy. Okay. Oh, we missed Haley's birthday, but who cares? It's not worth it to get shot. I don't agree with your assessment. Pierre, come back. I want to give you trash bread. Everybody likes bread, right? A present? Thanks. Alright. Pierre takes, like, no joy in life, man. He doesn't love anything. But the dog could be really good. That's true. He could be. So, the girl that my roommate moved in with recently has a dog named Corbin, named after Corbin Dallas from The Fifth Element. And he is a corgi / lab mix. He's a very, very cool dog. I met him, I met him briefly when I was helping my roommate move in, but I got to spend more time with him last week when I went over for Smash Night. And he's so friendly, he's so chill, he's such a great dog. Next time I'm over there, which should be Tuesday, I will probably get some pictures and share with you guys. You can meet Corbin. Let's clean up this area a wee bit. It's looking good. Yeah, so Smash Night is referring to Super Smash Bros., which is a game that my friends and I love very much. I've been playing Smash since the original Smash on 64 with my buddy. My best friend, who I recently lived with, but he moved in with his girlfriend, so I moved here. But we do a weekly Smash Night where me, him, and two of our other buddies from out here just get together and play Smash Brothers. It's kind of a tradition. And obviously we weren't doing it for a while because of quarantine and the whole moving situation, but now we're getting back to it. So it used to be Monday nights, but now it's Tuesday nights. Yeah, it sounds kind of deceptive when you just say Smash Night, doesn't it? Little deceptive. Alright, let's see what we got. 59,000 for the cranberry wine. Honestly, not as much as I was hoping for, but I probably spoiled by the ancient fruit wine, which is worth a lot. 76767. Nice. Totally planned that out, by the way. Nailed it. Beautiful and sunny tomorrow. And spirits are very happy today. Hey. Eddie's going into town. It'd be funny if I ate a poppy right in front of her. Like she thought I was going to give it to her, and then I was just like, wow. Be a dick move, man. And it is Ancient Fruit Tuesday, so make sure we pick that. We gotta pick all this honey. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna redesign this. I thought I had it, man. I thought I was good to go. It turns out I was wrong. This music's so happy. Wholesome game is wholesome. I will say, when I say that I've never really gotten into a game like this before, that's kind of a lie, because I did get into this game called Lost in Blue on the original DS. It wasn't exactly like this. The whole deal with that game is that you got stranded on a tropical island with this girl. There were actually like 3 of them, and in every game you like played as a dude and you got stranded on an island with a girl, and you had to like forage for food and plant stuff and figure out how to craft stuff and all this, you know, it's just stuff like that. And then, like, you were, like, exploring the islands, trying to figure out the story of the island. It was kind of like Lost in a weird way. It was pretty cool. I did get into that game. I never finished it, but I really enjoyed what I played of it. And I think I played the sequels as well, but I didn't get as far in the sequels, because it was basically the same game. They basically made the same game, like, 3 times. Just with, like, new characters. God damn it, pig. Will you move out of the way, please? I want the truffle. Thank you. So yeah, if you got an original DS hanging around and you want a fun game, check out Lost in Blue. Eggs, that's right. I should probably save one of these dino eggs, actually. Might need another one soon. I'm not sure when that dude's gonna hatch. But yeah, let's, just for safety, let's actually hang on to that. I'm gonna put it back in here. Oh, I can't do that right now. Alright, never mind. It's weird, I thought those things worked just like chess, but it turns out you actually can't click into them if they're empty. Fascinating. Alright. Let's get over to Clint's. Clint wants 45 copper ores. Probably not going to happen. Well, let's just see what we get out of these omni-geodes. Actually, what I want to do today is... he threw away a chunk of iron ore. I want to go see if we can get those fire quartz from the mines. There's 5 copper ore. What games would I rank in my top 10? That's a really good question. I don't have a definitive top 10 list. I can tell you, I used to. So at the high school I went to, we had this thing called a culminating project. It was a big, like, year-long project we had to do during our senior year that was supposed to be related to the career we wanted to pursue when we graduated. And we were supposed to, like, spend all year on it. It was supposed to be a big production. I did it the night before it was due. I just made a website of my top 10 favorite games at the time and put it up on a website and showed it to the advisors. And I was like, this is my project. And they were actually really impressed that I was able to make a website. But back then, the games that I had in that list were, Shenmue is my #1 favorite game. Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2. They're always going to be #1. Nothing's ever going to change that. Just because of the time that I played them, you know? I had... Resident Evil 4 wasn't out yet, so Resident Evil 4 wasn't on the list at the time, but it would be on that list now. Resident Evil 4 is like in my top 5 games of all time. Back then I had Eco, the PS2 game, Eco, which I don't know if that would still be on there today. I mean, I still love that game, but I don't know if it's in the top 10 best games ever made, you know? Iron ore is 250. So even just 4 of those. Well, we need 5 to make a bar. So basically one iron bar is 1,250 gold. That's not cheap. I think we'd probably be better off just going to the mines, honestly, rather than spending all that money on that. I had the original Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance. When I say original, I mean, like, it's Fire Emblem 7, technically, but in America, it was just called Fire Emblem because it was the first one they ever brought over here. And I still love that game a lot. That game might still make my top 10, honestly. So, there's that. I think I had Dr. Mario on the list at the time. I probably wouldn't include that now. There's a bunch of Zelda games that would probably make it. Oh, Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild for sure has to be in like my top 5 today. Back in the day, I had Ocarina of Time on the list. These days, I might replace that with Wind Waker. I think Wind Waker's probably... I mean, I think it's a better game, and I think it's closer to my heart than Ocarina of Time is. So, yeah. I can't really give you, like, an ordered ranked list, but those are some of the mentions that would definitely be on there. I can say that. I think I'm going to give this frozen tear to the dwarf and see if he likes that. It's another mineral. He's been really picky lately. He's pissing me off. Let's go to the dwarf real quick. Actually, I think I want to go to the mines anyway. Maybe I should drop some of this stuff off, make a little bit more room. That's good enough. Yeah, that's a really hard thing to do. To make like a definitive top 10 list, because like my mind can change on a whim, you know? Like some days, like before Breath of the Wild came out, it was hard for me to pick a favorite Zelda game. Like some days I would have said Wind Waker, some days I would have said the original, some days I would have said Ocarina of Time. Ah, this reminds me of home. See, he doesn't love that either. What a piece of shit. He only loves amethyst. Oh, alright. Alright, so we're here to try to grab fire quartz. Let's go to like 100. That's a lot of gold. Ah! Don't flame me, bro. Dude, fuck you. Get out of here. My favorite game genre? I guess I would say third-person action/adventure games. Games like The Last of Us, Batman Arkham Knight, Ratchet and Clank. I definitely prefer third person over first person. I will say, as I've grown up, I've placed a lot more emphasis on story. I used to be hardcore gameplay over story, and I would argue with people about that. Like, story in a video game doesn't matter, who cares, it's all about gameplay. Like, I had so many arguments back in the day about that. And I've kind of reversed my position on that as I've gotten older. But I think that's also a consequence of games having evolved and having much more mature stories. I remember an argument I had with my buddy back in the day. I can't remember the games we were talking about. We were talking about puzzle games, And he was saying that he didn't like a puzzle game because it didn't have a good story to it. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who cares about a story in a puzzle game? Of all things. Like, that blew my mind that he cared enough to even say that. And I still think that's kind of ridiculous, because a puzzle game should just be judged on whether it's a good puzzle game or not. But if it happens to include a story, that's cool too. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't think I would hold it against a puzzle game if it didn't have a story. But then you look at a game like The Last of Us, you know, back in the day, you would never find a game with a story with that kind of depth, with that kind of quality. Just the writing and the acting was a thing. I mean, there was nothing quite like it. And, you know, I mean, Naughty Dog's been making stuff like that for a while, but I feel like The Last of Us really elevated it to the next level. It kind of shows, like, what video games could do with a story. That they can be just as good as the story in a movie or a book. So, and it can provide a really good motivational tool for you to keep going through the game. Like, I think the gameplay in The Last of Us, specifically in the first one, it's cool, but it's just not. It's nothing amazing. It's not the kind of thing that's like going to draw people to it on its own merits. But having the story there to motivate you along and give you a purpose and give you like a driving force, that combined with the gameplay makes for a really compelling experience, I think. Like, that game, nobody would give a shit about that game if the story wasn't good. You know, that's what I'm saying. Ass kicked for some reason. I mean, genres are kind of a funny thing in general, if you think about it. It's kind of hard to pin down games into a specific genre these days, because the lines have really been blurred. Like, what even is an RPG today? You know, back in the day it was pretty simple. Because there was, like, clearly delineated lines, you know. RPGs have, like, a 3 or 4 person party, and you have turn-based battle, and you level up, and there's, like, a story. There's a kid that has amnesia, and there's 8 things you gotta go collect and find and bring to the spirit tree to save the world. And that's what an RPG was. And then they've slowly started evolving and doing different things. Some of them started incorporating real-time combat. Some of them really started taking risks with different story things. But they're still considered RPGs. And nowadays you have, like, action RPGs, you have JRPGs, and you have Western RPGs. And there's really not one single thing that unifies them as far as I can tell. Like, the closest thing I can think of is that, Oh, Donna, thank you for the gift subs. 2 gift subs from Donna. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The only thing that I can tell that really unifies RPGs today is having some kind of progression system. Your character has to get better in some way. Whether it's through stats, or actual gameplay elements evolving. That's the only thing I can pinpoint to and say, yes, every game that we still call an RPG has that. But that's it. There's 1 fire quartz. Oh no, that's 2. Okay, I picked up 2. We need 1 more, if we can find it. It's gonna suck if I get killed by slimes down here. remember if I was still using my good defense boots, but I am. Turns out. So my defense is good. I'm just taking a lot of hits, that's all. Yeah, and then even in the third-person genre, like the third-person action genre, you've got a lot of sub-genres in there to worry about now. And I'm not even 100% sure how you delineate through those, either. You've got games like Bayonetta, which are character action games. And then you've got games like Dynasty Warriors, which are, I guess you'd call them hack and slash? Like modern hack and slash? I'll fucking die. Jesus, do I have something to eat? And it's like, on the surface, Dynasty Warriors and Bayonetta are the same type of game. They're both third-person. They're both combo-heavy fighting games where you fight, like, hordes of enemies. But they're actually a totally different genre because they have different philosophies of gameplay. I don't have, like, any actual food to eat. I did not expect to get beat on this hard down here. I'm just gonna go home. I don't want to risk this. I'm a little scared right now. We still need one fire quartz. We'll find it somewhere, hopefully. Sell emeralds, topaz. Can sell that. We'll give that to the dwarf. Although I'm not sure... Did I already give him 2 this week? I did, so we're gonna have to wait on that. Alright. Nice. Did any of my incoherent rambling there make sense? I never know if I'm actually making sense or if it's only making sense in my brain. It could go either way. Sunny tomorrow, and spirits are mildly perturbed. Mwah. Good morning, Luna. Have fun being a baby. Baby. We got strawberries. Oh, I just remembered. I gotta check and make sure that I actually have ancient fruit wine to replace the ones in the casks when they're done. Because if I don't have enough, I gotta process those next. Stuff in there real quick. I still have so much to process. Oh my god. I should have left some in a chest down here, right? $120. Is that enough? I honestly don't even know how many casks I have down here. Dale, what's up, man? Don't apologize for being late. Helping a friend with her mom's computer problems? Well, that was very good of you. I am glad that you made it, though. How's it going, man? Alright, so I think we'll do another round of Ancient Fruit Wine after this stuff's done. Just so we can make sure that we have enough. So I'm not going to bother to count the casks. I don't care enough. I'll just do another round of those. Can I put these in here now ahead of time? Or is that going to, like... Oh, wait. I already have some in a chest. Don't I? Because I hit the button to put stuff away, and they went away. I have 63 fire quartz in here, guys. I've been worried about finding 3 of them, and I had 60 fucking... Oh, I had 61 of them sitting in here the whole time. You test video games, you don't know why people think you can fix their computers? That's because people that don't know much about tech support think that anyone who has any experience in any kind of technological thing knows everything. Does that make sense? Like I did tech support, I did like hardware repair for a while, right? So to my relatives that are not computer savvy and don't know anything about actual tech support or IT stuff, that makes them think that I'm like a programmer. Like I could just sit down and write a program to do a thing. You know what I mean? They don't understand the differentiation there. You need some chillaxing? Well, you came to the right place, my friends. There is pretty much nothing but chillaxing going on here in this stream. Dinosaur ought to be hatching soon. And I'm pretty sure I verified that there's enough room for him now. Got a little too much stuff going on right now. Those in there. Goes there. Interesting. We kind of like, we keep like falling behind with the row, but then catching up in a weird way. Yeah, I saw your comment, Dale, on that video title. It was the only thing I could think of, really. I was like, well, what defines this stream? And the only thing I could think of was don't shag kids. And you know what? It's a solid message, too. It's an important public service announcement. Everybody should know to not have sex with kids. I think that's a thing we can all agree on, right? Right. Plus, honestly, I thought it would be really funny. I've been getting some dislikes on my YouTube videos lately. I think it's because of my political posts that I made. I don't really care. But I thought it'd be really funny if dislikes showed up on that video. Then I can be like, hey, you guys realize that you just disliked a video titled Don't Shag Kids, right? Like, you did that. So, own up to it. Alright, where am I going now? We don't need to go to the Desert Trader today. I mean, I could. I don't really know what else to do right now, honestly. Fuck it, let's go say hi to him. We can drop some stuff off. Dude, I love Jimmy Carr. Is that the first time you watched him? Did you watch him because I talked about him a couple streams ago? Yeah, nice. Yeah, he's absolutely hilarious. Oh, I do have a magic rock candy in here. I didn't realize I had one. That's good, though. And actually, I can craft some bombs while I'm here. Might as well get this done ahead of time. There we go. Yeah, he's not a comedian for everybody. But I like him a lot. Okay. Reminds you of the comment when the audience booted a guy who said he would let his mom die and not have sex with his father. I remember that. That is funny. And Jimmy was like, people, you just booted a guy who said he wouldn't burn his dad. Yep. You know, I specifically remember being in philosophy class in high school. I don't remember what grade it was, but he posed an ethical dilemma to us. The teacher basically asked if we would let our mothers die for $10 million. And everybody in the class said no, except for this one girl. Her name was Emily. She was like a real, like, Valley Barbie girl type, you know? And she was the only person who was like, yeah, I would. It's $10 million. And everybody was like, wow, fuck you, Emily. And the teacher had to be like, no. This, you know, she's just being honest. She gave her opinion. Don't attack her. And it's just like, what the fuck, man? $10 million is a lot of money, but, like, is it worth your mom's life? I don't think most people would take too kindly to that. What if your mom's a raging, violent alcoholic and makes your life a living hell? Well, yeah, in that case, sure, go for it. If your mom's like a really terrible person, then I guess that's a good deal. And you know what? You raise a valid point. I don't know anything about Emily's mom. Maybe she was a really awful person who abused Emily. The thing is, like, Emily didn't say anything like that. She didn't really even try to defend herself. She just said she would do it. She thought it was worth it. So, like, I don't know. It would strike me as odd if she was comfortable saying she'd let her mom die for that money, but not saying why, if she actually had a good reason. I feel like she was just being greedy, you know? But maybe she just didn't want to get into specifics, you know? Who knows? If you had an abusive shitbag of a mother, you would definitely take the 10 million. Fortunately, she isn't. Yeah. I mean, I have a dad who's not so great. I don't really feel like getting into it here on stream today, but he's kind of a bad person, a little bit. And I still don't think I would let him die for 10 million. Like, he doesn't deserve to be executed for the things he's done, you know? I don't have any particular attachment to him. I'm not close to him. You know, we never talk. We've had a lot of fights, off and on, over the last couple years. We don't really get along about anything, but I don't think I would wish death on him. Still pulling up more truffles. Nice. Maybe she really wouldn't, but she needed attention? Yeah, could be. I don't know what was going through her head that day. I honestly don't. It's just a thing that always stuck with me. Because it's hard to imagine too many people saying what she said, you know? Can't imagine anyone would want to tell a classroom full of people they're being abused. Yeah, that's true. I shouldn't make assumptions about what she was going through. But also, we were in probably 10th grade or something, so, you know, we were all asshole kids. It was easy to be judgmental back then. I don't really know what to do now, guys. Maybe we should go buy another warp totem. We have over $1 million now. Just can't remember what all we needed for certain ones. One of them's 20 iridium bars. Guess I gotta go check the requirements again, which means we gotta go to the wizard's house. You said a lot of things you didn't really mean when you were a teenager. Yeah, I bet we all did. I've definitely... I keep myself up at night thinking about things that I regret from when I was a kid. Either things I said or things I did. It's a real problem, honestly, because you gotta forgive yourself at some point. You can't just dwell on that kind of stuff for the rest of your life, but, like, I do. Like, every mistake I ever made just flows through my head when I'm trying to go to sleep. I should stop. Well, if only it were so simple, Dale. If only. Alright, this warps us to the mountains. This is probably the one I wanted next, but we also need 10 earth crystals to do that. Okay. And then the water obelisk takes clam and coral. This one I probably don't care about so much. I mean, we'll get them all eventually, you know. Junimo huts. Gotta remember to grow a shitload of starfruit so we can get Junimo huts over summer. It's gonna be very important. So I guess we gotta go hunting for earth crystals now. But first, I will check... Oh man, I was hoping if I sat on Comet and then used the scepter, it would bring Comet with me, but it doesn't work like that. But let's see if I have any... if I have any laying around. Because I've made this mistake before. I have 7. Look at that. 7 earth crystals. And I have amethyst in here, too. Okay. That's for the dwarf. Let's take out these diamonds. I don't know why I'm keeping a spice berry in here. Topaz. We can try giving Pierre some topaz. Does he need another gift this week? Pierre. He does. Let's give him a topaz and see if he likes it. And let's sell that. And let's store these. Alright. Try thinking of all the good that came out of the mistakes. I can't really think of anything good for a lot of them. Other than maybe making me realize that, like, the guilt that I feel from them makes me realize that what I did was wrong. So I'm less likely to do it again, I guess, is a way you could think about it. Willie wants catfish. Nope. Pierre, I want to give you a valuable thing. Come accept my gift. It's not exactly his favorite. Well, fuck you, Pierre. You know what? I dived deep into the dark depths of the mines. I fought. I slayed monsters just to bring you that topaz. And it's not exactly your favorite thing. Go eat some shit. That's a start. Next one. I don't know, man. That's all I got. That's probably all I could really say without getting into specifics of stuff. Which I'm not really trying to do right now. This is a chill stream, man. Let's save the heavy stuff for the Last of Us streams. When we're emotionally ready. Try to do that in my spare time. I'll try. Oh, let's see. How much does that rabbit foot sell for? $8.47. Not bad. Good morning, Frederick. Beautiful and sunny. Spirits are in good humor. That's good. That's good. Let's talk honey. No, not you, silly. Talking about the sweet product made by our friends the bees. Here's the thing. If you got some flowers blooming near your bee house. Sorry, cough's coming back. You can produce flavored honey. Otherwise, you'll only get wild honey. Pretty sweet, huh? Yes, if you would tell me what the radius is, that'd be really helpful. Good morning, dude. I made you a hot breakfast. Oh, hash browns. It actually sounds really good right now. I didn't have any breakfast today. It's important to me that you leave here with a full belly. Damn, I want some hash browns now. Oh, hash browns are so good. Where's my other kid? There you are. Come here, sweet cheeks. What are hash browns? They're basically, they're potatoes. They're like shredded potatoes that are then fried in oil. And you can season them a couple different ways. Not really much to it. They're not complicated. They're just fried potatoes, you know, prepared in a certain way. And then you have places like McDonald's and Burger King that'll sell what they call hash browns that they're not really shredded. They're still potatoes, but they're not shredded. They're just like, in McDonald's case, they sell it as like a big chunk of potato that's still fried. And then at places like Burger King and Hardee's, they'll sell, they're almost like tater tots, but they call them hash browns. They're like little chunks of potato, not shredded. They're like molded into these little chunks. Basically the same as tater tots when they're prepared that way. You're not a fan personally? Oof. Sorry to hear that, man. You're missing out. But that means more hash browns for me, I guess. Oh, fuck you, pigs. You guys are such assholes. Okay, I meant to leave that in there. There we go. Perfect. Alright, nice. We're all caught up on the row. That's what I like to see. And I totally forgot to give Penny her poppy this morning. Might make this the last day, guys. I know it's been kind of short, but I want to rest my voice a little bit before we go play more of The Last of Us tonight. So, hope you understand. Yes. I'm actually really jonesing to get back to The Last of Us. Like, that's that spot we left off at. Like, I feel like things were picking up. And I want to just soak in that world, you know? Stressful as it is. It's also just really fun. Alright. Stow the hash browns. There's Penny. So who watches the kids when Penny's in town and I'm out doing, you know, farming stuff all day? Do the kids just stay in the house and just tend to themselves? I never really thought about that until now, which I guess makes me a bad dad. Happy Father's Day. You can't join because you got work tomorrow? Understandable, man. Time zones suck, but you got to do the responsible thing. We'll miss having you at the stream, man, but you can, of course, check out the YouTube archive. What's your work situation like right now, Dale? Are you working remote, or are you going in, if you don't mind me asking? Are you guys still in quarantine there in Poland? Like, how's that whole situation going? We're still in quarantine here in America. A lot of states have opened back up. But, you know, people are still quarantining. Certain people are still quarantining. Other people aren't really giving a shit, it seems like. I'm lucky to work for a company that's not basing its decisions on political... What's the word? Political statements, I guess? Our CEO is listening to the science and what the doctors are saying. And the doctors in my state are saying that we'll be ready to open back up soon, but we're not quite there yet. So I'm still working from home. I'm actually dreading having to go back. Because I've just really gotten used to working from home now, and I actually quite like it. And I just don't want to have to deal with going to the office anymore. You're still working from home, the quarantine is mostly lifted. There are just some restrictions left for public spaces. Almost everything's back to normal. That's good. I hope it stays that way. I think here in the States, we're going to have a massive second wave. Honestly, the first wave never even really ended. But a lot of states open back up too early, and there's a lot of people that aren't taking it seriously at all. Cases are still going up by the thousands per day. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. Because... people, you know? I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just running around like an asshole. I guess I should go try to find some earth crystals. That's my goal right now, isn't it? I'm not sure which level we're more likely to find those on. Could be... probably the iron levels, I guess? Be my guess. So I guess we'll try that. You work for an American company, not a Polish one? You're going to work from home until at least September? Oh, wow. So, it's an American company located in Poland, so under normal circumstances, you do go into the office, right? But they're letting you work remote right now, and they're going to keep it up all the way through September? That's, it's pretty awesome, actually. Gotcha. Yeah, a lot of American companies aren't being that pragmatic, so it sounds like you and I both got pretty lucky with the companies we work for, honestly. This whole experience has actually made me really grateful to work for the company I work for. Like, I still have complaints, obviously, but, you know, the way my CEO has been handling it has been really good, and I've agreed with everything he's done. And we haven't had to lay anybody off, which is kind of amazing, you know. Some people had reduced hours, but basically he made sure everybody was taken care of. He was a human about it. So I am really grateful for that. That slime has a star. He's gonna drop something good. Dropped an iron edge. Huh. Wonder if I found any of those before. It's not a name I really recognize. It's cheaper to pay Poles in Poland than Americans in America. Oh yeah, that's probably true. Talking to the clients, convincing them that we can work from home and keep the NDAs. I mean, wouldn't that make it easier to keep an NDA? If you're just staying home all the time? You're not going out and talking to people? Can't believe I'm finding more Omni Geodes than I'm finding Earth Crystals. Actually, no. Earth Crystals are on the beginning copper floors, aren't they? I might be wrong about where they show up. Let's actually go down to like floor 20. I bet you we're more likely to find those here. Not really, because they have to let you take all the equipment home and take the unreleased games home. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that does make sense. You know what's funny? You guys know Indy Castleton? Oh. Shows up at the stream sometimes. One of my oldest supporters from YouTube. He messaged me the other day and told me that he found a job listing for a game tester and said it was something that I was destined to do and that I should check it out. And I was like, oh, you know, I've actually heard that game testing is not as fun as it sounds. Like, it sounds like the kind of thing where you just get to play video games all the time, but in reality, you have to play them in a very specific way, and you don't get to have fun when you play them. That's the kind of stuff I've heard from people in the biz. apparently it just kind of burns you out. You end up actually starting to hate playing games. Yeah, if you feel like sharing, Dale, I would love to hear what your experience has been like as a game tester. Finding a lot of regular geodes. No earth crystals yet. It's kind of funny. I would much rather be finding the minerals than the geodes right now. Because the geodes are not going to give me what I'm looking for. Like, that's not how it works. It is mostly repetitive. Like you have to test for specific areas of the game over and over again. Right, that's what I've heard. So it's not like you get to just sit down and like experience the game from start to finish. You have to play it in a very specific way. Like you have to try to break it. Which actually I would imagine that could be fun in itself. But only for a little bit. And then it just gets really repetitive. You have to look at every weapon model in the game to see if there are any problems with texturing or the models. Oh, I didn't know they asked you to do that kind of stuff too. Yeah, I remember us reading a story about, I believe it was Smash 4, the one for the Wii U, and how they had this crazy bug in that game that took them forever to find in testing. You know, Smash Brothers is the kind of game that has a million different variables in it. Between characters, stages, game modes, options you can set. I mean, if you sat down and did the math, there's literally probably a trillion different ways you can have a game like Smash Brothers configured. And at some point, they found out that if you had, like, 4 specific characters on one specific stage, with items set a specific way and these specific options turned on, it would cause the game to crash every time. But it was such a specific thing. That's why they had to spend thousands of hours game testing every game that comes out, because bugs can happen in such a way that you would never suspect, you would never think of. And I know that even troubleshooting stuff like computer hardware or network issues, even stuff like that can be really, really hard to reproduce the bugs that people are having or the errors that people are getting. To not get burned out, it's not so much that you have to love playing games, you have to love bugs in video games. Well, who loves bugs? I mean, bugs can be fun, I guess, if they break in certain ways. A lot of times it's just annoying, though. You love bugs? Well, then you're in the right profession, sir. How am I going to spend all this time in these freaking mines and not find a single earth crystal? I swear to God. swear to God. At least I'm getting my rock supplies back up. I do need some stones in my life. Ooh, I found a jade. That's a good get. Okay. Obviously not having much luck in this regard today. Let's just go. Your colleagues are like, oh man, this game is so broken. And you're like, oh man, this game is so broken. Dying of laughter. That's funny. Let's put that in there too. Nice. See if I have time to get up here and put this sword away. Might end up passing out. Okay, Iron Edge. No, it's the only one I got. Nice, we found a unique sword. I do appreciate that. That's pretty good. Ooh, just barely made it. I could do focus groups for what? Oh, you're saying as a job? That could be my job, is doing focus groups for video games? Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with where I am right now. With my career. The whole reason I moved out here... I should say, part of the reason I moved out here was because I wanted to try to get back into my IT career. You know, I was doing the nuclear security thing, but that was a total dead end. It was good money, but I was going to be doing the same job the rest of my life and have no options for moving up. So I wanted to try to get back into IT and actually do something worthwhile as a career. And there's been successes and failures for that since I moved out here. But for right now, the way things are, I'm in a good spot. I'm not going to rock the boat too much, you know. They ask people to test the game and give feedback. Regular playing, not banging your head against the wall. Gotcha. That actually sounds up my alley. That would be cool. Something to think about. I appreciate the advice, man. So, anyways, sorry for the abrupt end, but I am going to call this here, guys. I'm going to go relax for a little bit, and let's say, I guess probably the same time as yesterday, maybe a little bit earlier. I might start Last of Us 2 a little earlier, but if not, I'll definitely start by 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is in 4.5 hours from now. If I do go a little earlier, notification should go out. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Enable notifications on Twitch. You'll see me go live. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day if you're a father. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.